My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 8th, 2024. It is 3:37 a.m. This is video, I'll say number 2, because my first recording was on our part of Pure Service. I was covering the thing about the iNVICTUS, the 10-year anniversary and all of that. And there's going to be part 1 and part 2. So I considered it as video 1 because it was a long recording. So in this video, I don't have that much. I only have 9 tweets to share with you, and some of the iNVICTUS conversation or the squad who's talking about them. Okay, so let's look at some numbers so I could get going because the night is almost over. Okay, 3,994 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. Let's look at the numbers. Okay, these are the numbers, analytics, because I'm gonna go on Twitter. I just want to get this back okay, out of the way. Wow, I'm surprised. 7,978 views in the last 48 hours. Oh, thank you for the views. Okay, so there's that here. Now on Twitter, this one of the squad who posted, it's not on my list, but I was just looking at it. And then there's William here dancing. There's William here. Let me go over this really quick here. It's not on my list. This is William, somewhere just dancing by himself, having fun. This is the problem. This is where he's having problem now. While he's dancing, having fun and all of that, guess what? His brother, Harry, was doing the work. Okay, I think let me see, where did I post it? Okay, let me see. Hold on for a second. Okay, this is what I retweeted out. This is what I say here. While Egg was doing this, pointing here, Harry was too busy carving for his future. Now Egg is jealous, envy, and incandescent with rage and want to attach his name to his little brother's hard work. Worse for Egg, he pushed the only hard worker out. He thought he would still get the same cheers. OMG. I can't write anymore. So this is the thing here. This is when he should be focusing on creating things for charities, for the millions of dollars he's getting, or pounds, shall I say. He was too busy having fun, dancing, all by himself. Okay? Who knows? Maybe it's in the middle of the week when he should be working. Let's see here. Yeah, that's that. Okay, let me focus on my list. You could look at this while I check my list. The first tweet that I have for you guys. And then the other one that I was watching a few minutes ago here. There's this here, Charles. This is an old tweet. This one was not on my list. I was just looking at it when I went on Twitter. Okay, speaking about booing, remember these people like to project? Look at just a few clips of Chuck and his mistress being booed all over the UK. All the evil they wish on our Princess Meghan happens to them instead. I have noticed that the British media is obsessed with people potentially being booed, so thought I would create a thread of King Charles being booed and protested against, starting with when eggs were thrown at him. Alright, so this is an old tweet. I remember I shared that with you before. Alright, so eggs being thrown. The young men, I believe they caught him, and then he had to go to the judge. His punishment was to not have eggs, I believe, and then there's probably some community service or something that he had to do. I don't remember the full detail, but I covered that before. Alright, so there's another thing here. The number of protesters at King Charles' coronation was embarrassing for him, not my king. Wow. Alright, so there's this guy. I remember covered this already. Okay, what is this now? King Charles continued to be embarrassed with these calls to abolish the monarchy. The calls have gotten louder, and he is reportedly worried about how bad this reflects on him. No other monarch in recent history has been treated like this. He asked for it. He should just leave his son alone. But instead, this is the thing that I said with The papers, I don't think they're for him. He's afraid of the papers. Meanwhile, the papers or the tabloid are guiding him to mistreat the only son that well, I'll not say the only, but one of the son that he has that the people truly like. That's Harry. And then you're mistreating his wife and him like that. So you're not gonna get any more sympathy. So what was this about? Okay, so that's the coronation. That's the group back there. It's the same thing. But this one is a video of it. During the coronation. He waited his entire life for this, and then this is what he's getting. That's all they're good at, ceremony. You see, to walk in a line, so they are more calm. This is the thing with them. They are more calm. When people walk on a straight line, they know where you're gonna go, where they're gonna receive you, and all of that. So he's good for that. When people are moving, doing their own thing, for them, this is chaos. Oh my God, I didn't watch the coronation. Was not on my list. I'm wasting time. Okay, that's it. That was not on my list. But anyway, let's go to my first tweet. Okay, this is from Henry VIII. An entire island of angry, bitter people. It was Will, Kate, and Charles who create Invictus. They are going to take it from Harry any day now. Invictus. Okay, she's just throwing a shade here. This is the noise that they were putting out all week. If you go to our part of your service, you'll see the Invictus community, Invictus Foundation didn't even mention William, Charles, or any of these people. All right, they made sure to say Harry and the person Harry spoke to about his idea for the Invictus thing. What's his name? Chris something. Go on our part of your service to watch that video. I just recorded it a few minutes ago. There's part 1 and part 2. All right, Invictus. Okay. Anyway, he is our founding patron, Prince Harry. Am I the only one that just wants to see them in Nigeria and hopes he bounces out of there fast? It's the same old boring drama in the UK. My guess is he will make an appearance at the actual Invictus event, and that is all we will see of him in the UK. Okay, funny thing is, they weren't even just saying that. It was more, quote, they are going to take it away from Harry, blah, 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 and give it to Mike Tendo any day now, because even they know none of them could handle any more work than whatever they're doing now. What is it? Charles just removed a whole bunch of other charities under his name. Alright, LOL at this account slagging of the UK when it's the only reason for the grifters' notoriety. There are a lot of people here who are not angry or bitter. In fact, there are lots here who really like Prince Harry and his wife. There are a lot of us people here who wants to abolish the monarchy and replace it with a republic. Look at this, that video, which was not on my list, is when I turned on my computer or when I went on Twitter and I saw it and I opened another tab. But it's true. Now, I am seeing more Brits are speaking out. This is the thing many Brits to understand. Because I could understand people just want to mind their own business and move on. Those people are already making living hell for majority of regular people. But what they have done now, they hijack all form of communication. However, there are some like James O'Brien who usually tell the truth. But the mainstream media, they hijacked the TVs, the television, majority of radios. Look at this. They were trying to create more television things. Was it GB News or something like that? To pretty much corrupt the mind. Okay? So they tried to hijack, or not they tried, they did. They tried it. Look at how they mess up BBC and all of that. And they forced the other brother to discredit his mother and all of that. So this is where a raindrop, your singularity voice, when you get a chance, do it at your own discretion when you know you are safe. Safety come before anything, because those angry people, they'll do anything just for a clap. Okay, look where Princess Diana is, for instance. Okay, at your own best safety, your know-how, and to let the rest of the world know you're not one of them, the way that they made the country look so bad. And from my understanding, it seems like the majority of owners of those tabloid papers in the UK, they're not even Brits. They're not even Brits. So you have foreigners coming and then make you look bad. So their country, I don't know, where is the other one? Rupert Murdoch, now he's an American citizen. His origin is from, I believe, Australia or something like that. So he's corrupting every places that he goes. So there needs to be a pushback. If the mainstream media are not doing it, integrity and accountability is out the window. So you need to make your voice heard to the best of your capability. Now I'm hearing more Brits talking out. Okay, like in this comment, this person come out and say her part. This is the best that he or she can do. She may not want to create a platform to exercise her opinion further, but just putting this, that's one step closer. That's one of the raindrops. Okay, sorry, Harry created the Invictus game after interacting with wounded warriors in the US. William could care less. That's true. Okay, can someone check on Angela Levine? Is she okay today? Because where is Mike Tindall taking over IG? He can even get in the club left alone taking over IG. There's a laugh. The way Harry proves that the toxic media and Angela are a bloody liar. I guess Mike is just another missing grifter. Okay, basically, if the Invictus game had anything to do with Prince William, they will have taken it away from Harry. That's for a fact. That is for a fact. Yes, not the Invictus game will take it away. It's just that the royal family will make sure to take it away. All right, because the Invictus Games Foundation knows how much Harry cares about the project itself. Okay, the work that Invictus does. So they will leave it as is, but the royal family will make sure to take it away. Look at this. They took his patronages away. The military patronages that he had, they took them away. So what makes you think they will not take Invictus away from him too, if it was William who created it? You see how petty this guy is. They even took his house. So when he goes to the UK, where does Harry stays? This is what happens when you're a good person. A door will always be open for you. When he moves to the US, like every royal foundation that he was patron of, alright, the whole island is not angry or bitter, alright. I'm so very relieved that Invictus is saying this exactly and clearly and publicly. I was honestly and genuinely scared. Otherwise, there is so much untruth and negativity coming out of this country. Pretty much everything is a lie. Okay, it's not an entire island. I live there and support the Sussexes, and there are many people who support them. So that's good. All that fun thing is useless noise, drama for clicks. Meanwhile, IG and Harry say, back to our regular schedule programming. And Victus doesn't play about Harry. LOL. That's true. Okay, we are not only angry and bitter, and we're not all bothered by the royal family shenanigan either. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. That's what the UK citizen needs to do. Stick to your truth and then, support Harry. Because what Harry just did here, leaving like that, well, they push him. The brother push him. That's a huge leap of faith that he just did here. He could have easily bend the knees and agree with what the royal family was doing to him. But instead, he said, okay, you want to push me out? But he tried his best to let people know the BS that was going on, that Dumb and Dumber was doing to push him out. So this is why we have the review. Okay, so many of you who just knew, I did cover all of this. Just check some of my old videos. Okay, I try to cover as many important things and as possible, and I insert my opinion in all of my videos. Okay, next week, constantly cries to the media about wanting to see his son and grandkids, but always a failure when met with the opportunity to do so. The Duke of Sussex will not meet the King this week, the Telegraph can reveal. Prince Harry, 39, landed in London on Tuesday morning and had made no secret of his hopes to see his father. But a spokesperson for the Duke said, quote, "Oh, so if this is his spokesperson, if this is true, okay, I'll take it at face value." And they're quoting him. Quote, "In response to the many inquiries and continued speculation on whether or not the Duke will meet with his father while in the UK this week, it unfortunately will not be possible due to His Majesty's full program." And it continues, "The Duke, of course, is understanding of his father's diary commitment and various other priorities and hopes to see him soon." He just throwing, the father that is, throwing BS. Like the caption said, they always said he wants to meet his grandson and all of that. That's the opportunity. He flew from thousands of miles to be in the UK. Won't you make some time to see him? Charles is just BSing. There's no care in his heart for both of his sons. As much as we may think he care for William and all that, no, there's no care. Why? Because both of those boys came from Princess Diana. All right. D, don't believe the British press. Also, D, believe this story though. His spokesperson released a statement to be frank. All right, there's that. Charles is avoiding Harry. Harry has a lot of questions, so he avoids Harry by frightening being busy. Both Charles and William are hiding from Harry, avoiding his direct inquiries. Harry knows the game. Yeah, he does. It doesn't bother him, but he's curious and knows there's hiding something. Oh well, there's that. Let's pause this GIF. Full program. Okay, does what he do all day. People go from one state to the next or hold a meeting, fly back and drive 60 miles for the next one, drive back home in time to attend a high school game for his children. Just a pretty evil man. His action will catch up with him. Okay, who is this making reference to? Okay, let me not waste time on this. Okay, wait. This article is weird worded. There's first claiming that Harry spoke about hoping to seeing his father, but his spokesperson already said he wasn't meeting because of King Charles' schedule. This is something he will have already known before he landed. I mean, Harry knows what he came here for. He came for the Invictus. His schedule pretty much was for the Invictus. Anything else will be scheduled around the Invictus 10-year anniversary. Okay? So I could understand. If the father have time, fine. We'll schedule it outside of the Invictus programs. Because Harry and the Invictus, they're not messing around. Alright? They don't do anything for weeks on end. But when Harry shows up, suddenly they're all busy. Right? There's that. LOL. The Duke understand that exactly the same people who couldn't find a single working printer in Syndrome except for one printout of one optional agreement, but not the other four, are exactly the same people who are still on his family staff. That's for sure. Charles the Cruel is at it again. He only allowed his son to see him when he wants a photo app. Yeah, and that time when he said he had cancer and Harry quickly went to the UK to meet with him, I really don't think it's about the cancer discussion. It's about what was going on in court, in my humble opinion. Probably pressuring Harry to remove the case. Because from what I understand, Harry, so far, if there's anything out there that says otherwise, I did not come across it. So far, Harry seems to be the only person who's moving forward with his lawsuit with the papers regarding is it the phone hacking? Hugh Grant already settled. I don't know who else have settled, but Harry so far have not settled. So probably something like that the discussion was about. And then after that, he just flew in his helicopter to go someplace else. And he wanted to take Harry with him. And Harry was like, nope. Alright, so he wanted to do some damages someplace else. Let's see here. Always too busy. He knows his son was coming but couldn't arrange a meeting. It's Charles' loss. This only makes Harry looks good all the time and the bigger person overall. Okay, translation. King Charles briefed the media about God's desire to see his son and grandchildren, but he has no intention of making that happen. Yep. Let's read this. Makes King Charles III look like what he is, a petty old man nursing the final days of irrelevant monarchy. Harry is the future and King Charles III is very much the past. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Next tweet, there's that. I just saw one British lady on TV defending Meghan. About damn time, but they had the chance to treat her with respect. I hope she never goes back after all they've said about her. Sickening if you ask me. This is about the video where that lady, what is it, the arbiter went and spreading his BS, and then the lady that was sitting next to him to literally tell him in his face to stop lying, kind of thing. Okay, I cover it on, I didn't create the thumbnails for that video. Let me go search for it. Okay, it's one of these videos. This one, I took it out from that 1 hour long video, and it could be in this one, probably. In this one, I think. I didn't make the thumbnail, so it's hard for me to pinpoint which one. But yeah, I'll throw maybe a screenshot of that video that I'm talking about. Okay, so let's continue. I had the misconception it was only sleazy music promoters and tabloid in the UK, but I was mistaken. Phew, what a wake-up call. Okay, mistaking Lottie. I'm such a hillbilly. Who is that? Stella Porton. So some squaddies are following her. So this one came under my timeline. Okay, in my defense, I'm still working with one good eye. We'll have the other fixed. Okay, I don't know who's that. So let me leave that alone. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, so these are the comments. So she did a small little thread. Okay, so let's just finish it. It's always the same fake account without a face who's yelled the loudest. LOL, that's for sure. Don't you find it old school how it's so easy to abuse a female, and some of you sleazebag are so cowardly you hide behind fake photos, names and dark specs? So what does that say about you? Meghan is a good and decent human. She probably was responding to a hater way before she took Harry off the market. LOL. Well, I want to publicly acknowledge and thank Dennis Welsh. Okay, so that's that lady who was who put what's his name, something arbiter in his place, saying to stop lying. Okay, for standing up for what is right. That takes courage. I respect her. Okay, I totally agree with you. I hope she doesn't come back to witching much these days. Okay, I asked me and I then ask you to F off. Oh, bye. So there's some of the comments to her thread. Okay, that's real Dennis Welch. There's that lady who spoke, who told arbiter, stop lying, this kind of thing. She has always stood on her principle when it came to Meghan, and has never succumbed to the peer pressure of hating on her for no reason. Like her colleagues, surrounded by snakes, she speaks her truth. Okay, I agree. This woman has been treated so badly by the British tabloid. They trash her from day one, and I hope her new endeavor is a huge success. Exactly. It's horrendous. Please don't think it is the majority of the UK. So there's the UK's talking about now. Okay, coming up and said the truth. And then it was very nice to see some of the audience agree with that lady as well. Alright, it's horrendous. Please don't think it is the majority of us. I am a teacher, and we actually compare the headlines about Meghan with Kate and a lesson on critical thinking. My students are appalled. Several British newspapers are disgusting. Okay, Dennis Wells, who is a well-known actress and TV personality here in the UK, has been a supporter of Meghan. She stands up for Harry and Meghan a lot on this platform. Okay, Sam, I don't follow her, so there she is here. Maybe I'll follow her now, so I'll get to see when she says something. Alright, so let's give her a follow, and I could always unfollow if anything. Alright, Sam, I hope Meghan never goes back to England. I can't even begin to imagine the level of PTSD she has. That's the lovely real Danish Wells. She stood up for them for a long time. Saying that though, I'm sure everyone in the media knows where Kate is and is complicit in whatever has happened. Yep, I truly believe the ones who are lying for the other one, they are part of the problem. Okay, Dennis, she stands for right and fight against wrong like you do, using your voices for good, beautiful to watch. Okay, was it Dennis? Well, she is one of the good ones. Sorry to say, the UK media is toxic. All right, so little at a time, I'm seeing more of the Brits saying their part. I mean, they don't need to speak on behalf of other people, but for themselves to say, okay, I'm not part of this. I see the wrong that is happening. I don't agree with the toxic British media tabloid that's going on. Okay, this is one drop. Okay, next tweet. Suddenly, Brits have iPhone and can post royal sightings in real time. So what she's making reference here is that Harry's in the UK. All of a sudden, we're seeing pictures all over of Harry. Okay, so that's what she's saying here. In reference to William, who did the walk with supposedly Kate. It could be Kate, but not the Kate, his wife. Kate Middleton. And it was one, cell phone video that came out with everybody with a cell phone. All of a sudden, nobody had the image, just one, the one that he posted. Okay, what have I missed? So there's that here. They managed to spot Harry, take pictures of him, but nobody in the UK is able to spot Bond. There's that here. Okay, I thought they were so used to seeing royal out and about that they didn't bother taking their pictures whenever they came across them. That was the explanation for lack of corroborating evidence photos taken by the public after the infamous market stroll by Wank. Oh, that's an ad, and they can snap clear photos. The way the squad are throwing their shade, the photo is clear. That's what they're saying here. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, one that are not grainy or blurry for that matter. Who knew? Okay, feel like I'm missing something. Time to do some poking around. Okay, she probably didn't know. It's just about Harry's going back, and then all of a sudden there's clear pictures of Harry. But when William did that walk, only one photos, and it was so grainy. It wasn't even that clear. All right, next tweet. The wickedness of Harry's father and brother is beyond. My only confusion was why the Queen looked on unperturbed while this abuse and injustice was going on. I could understand the question, the concern here, but keep in mind, for people who's new on my channel, I covered this back then. When the Queen was alive, Charles and and Andrew put their heads together to remove the Queen's private secretary. The Queen private secretary, the original one, was a good one. He was protecting the crown. Okay, that was his job, and he was doing a good job at it. So Charles and Andrew wanted certain things, and that private secretary had said no, they cannot get it because it just didn't look good for the crown. So what Charles and Andrew did, they put their heads together. They remove that particular secretary of the Queen, and then Charles put his own. This is that guy, you probably hear his name before. What's his name again? Oh my God, Edward Young. Edward Young. So Charles was the one who put Edward Young. So from that point on, this is where if everything goes downward. Okay, the original Queen's secretary already knew about Andrews with Virginia Godfrey. There were things that were being done, and he was saying no to Andrew because of the Virginia Godfrey situation. And you see, the minute the private secretary left, everything went haywire because the new secretary was pretty much, in my humble opinion, was listening to Charles. The guy was just a figurehead, that's it. But Charles was running the show. Okay, and who's running Charles? Take a guess. So there are things that Edward Young was not conveying to the Queen. So the Queen probably was not aware of it. For example, Harry had a meeting with the Queen. Everything was all hunky-dory. As soon as they were aware, the private secretary of the Queen, the new one now, was aware Harry was going to meet the Queen, and the Queen had already told Harry to stay over and all of that. As soon as they were aware of it, they changed the Queen's schedule. They said for Harry not to show up because blah 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 blah. Okay, so the Queen was not aware of it, in my humble opinion. Now look at the Jubilee now. When the Jubilee was happening, the Queen wanted all her family to be there. So probably Harry probably told the Queen, I cannot come because I do not have security. So the Queen said, you don't have security? How come? And you see what happened here. Okay? I don't have the image, I don't have the video. It's buried in one of my videos, but for me to go search for it, to show it to you, too much work. Okay? You could go on YouTube, just search for it, probably go on the royal family's channel. You probably will see it. Okay? Meghan and Harry were escorted, and with whatever necessary that they needed it. Okay? So I don't think the Queen knew. Charles and his private secretary was keeping certain information from the Queen. Okay? Keep that in mind. If she knew, I don't think that would have happened. Okay? This was so devastating to hear. There's the crying here. This is the retweet of that. Okay? What I just said was the response of the original tweet that I'm highlighting here. And then what I'm going to read now is the retweet of it. This was so devastating to hear. There's the crying emoji. But God is the ultimate protector of us all. And look, little Archie. There's the prayer here. It's 5 today. May good Lord continue to protect the Sussex family and Mama Doria, Sussex Squad, Prince Archie, 5. Love you, Harry and Meghan. So let's listen to that. It's only 29 seconds.
It's very clear the protection of me or Archie is not a priority. I accept that. That is fine. Please keep my husband safe. I see the death threats. I see the racist propaganda. Please keep him safe. Please don't pull his security and announce to the world when he and we are most vulnerable. And they said it's just not possible.
I lost my mother to this self-manufactured rabidness, and obviously I'm determined not to lose the mother to my children to the same thing.
It's very clear the protection of me or Archie is not...
It's playing again. I'll go into that in a few. Okay, I know the Queen was quite elderly and maybe not as much in control, yep, as she once was, maybe, but I don't believe that there wasn't more she should have done either. She doesn't entirely get a pass in my book. Okay, you may be right. It was a curious thought. If she might be end up like Bond. Then we'll have where's Queen Elizabeth? What happened to Queen Elizabeth? The disappearance of the UK Queen Elizabeth. And what they mad at is that Harry and Meghan did an interview and told people a portion of what they face. They're mad that they left. Well, they pushed them. Okay? William pushed Harry out. It's a fact. It is a fact. This is why Harry wanted the court to review the process. He was not suing them. He just wanted a well-minded individual outside of Dumb and Dumber family to review it. Now, in that perspective, I said that in other videos, when you look at the judge in particular, if the monarch, which is Charles, and the heir, which is William, and then William has 3 other kids that comes before Harry, and then forget the kids because the kids have no say on that. But the 2 top ones, the current and the future, are on the same page. What is Harry? So they're on the same page to push Harry out. Let's say, for instance, the judge did not know all the shenanigans that was going on. Jealousy, envy, you name it, that was going on. This is the foundation of pushing Harry out. Let's say the judge did not know of that. What if, for instance, Harry was the opposite of that, causing drama within the institution? What I mean drama is like things that's out of the ordinary to mess up the institution. I know some derangers might say this is what Harry's doing, but Harry's protecting himself. Harry was minding his own business. It's the others who insert themselves into Harry's problem. And then now, let's say this is what was happening. So the judge has to listen to the monarch and the heir, because they're the key holder right now for the institution, for the firm. Harry is down the line. God forbid, knock on wood, if anything were to happen to all that is before Harry, then Harry will become priority. Then everything will change. And I think if that, God forbid, if that were to happen, I think Harry will remove everybody in that freaking place and change it completely. All of these backstabbers will all leave. Harry would not want to do anything to do with them because they're holding the country back. They like insiders for the tabloid. Okay, Harry will get rid of all of them. Probably bring back, because I remember when Charles and Andrew was removing the Queen's secretary, Anne and what's the other Anne and Edward, okay, raised their voice saying how incompetent the current Edward Young was. I read that article. Just look at the screen. I will probably put the screenshot of this stuff for you. Okay, Anne and Edward were very disappointed with Edward Young because Edward Young was doing stupid things. Probably it wasn't his fault for doing those stupid things. He was following order of Charles probably. And the other one. Look how they were trying to reinstate Andrew into the public forum. Okay, do all of this crazy stuff. Right? You know, you have priests coming out to talk on his behalf and all of this. Okay, my guess is that the Queen in her advanced age and also surrounded by racist white men, the men in gray suit, and Charles and Camilla and William overrode the Queen's request. This is exactly what I think happened, especially the key thing here, removing the Queen's original secretary. This guy was doing, what's his name? Sir Edward, is it Gates? Or Matt Gates? Or something Gates. He's a bald-headed guy. This guy was doing his job protecting the crown because the other two brothers were not getting what they wanted. So therefore, they put their heads together to remove him. And then they put that Edward Young. And then since Edward Young been in that position, it's disaster after disaster. But I think it is Charles kind of doing, and whoever is telling Charles to make Edward Young do these things, he does it. And then you have Princess Anne, and what's the other one? The other brother, the youngest, Edward, spoke. They said this guy is no good, he should go. But Charles didn't listen. Charles was getting what he wanted, and guess what? This is why he's getting booed, and this is why people don't like him. So he thought whatever was going on in his head, that was it. He's the king, he's this, he's that, he's the monarch, whatever he said goes. But don't listen to voices of reasoning. And this is the thing with Harry. Harry was voice of reasoning over there. So therefore, they have to get rid of him. He's too smart for the institution. So the other people who wants to use Charles as the puppet, okay, probably order Charles to hate on his son. This is so freaking disgusting for even saying this. You see his action. I'm talking. This is my opinion, but based on his action, this is what I think is happening. Okay, but at least I got to see. I got to see some articles where what the other siblings spoke against what Edward Young was doing. Okay, let me finish with that. Especially after Philip passed away, why Harry was concerned for his grandmother and the people around her. That's right. When Harry was concerned about that was an interview he was doing with Hoda and in the US during iNVICTUS Netherlands. All right. So Harry was like, he's worrying about the people that's around the Queen. I have that clip. I'll put it.
How did it feel being back? Being with her.
Being with her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humour with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, you know, protected and got the right people around.
Well,
her.
you make her laugh. That's what she always says.
Okay, so let me go into the retweet. So this is back. I read that already. Amen. There's that. Okay, so that was that. Let's go to the next tweet. Next tweet. Okay, I love this. It puts shame on sausage fingers who claim to have cancer. Well played, good King Harry. Okay, so I read this already, but for the sake of this, let's read it. The Duke of Sussex will not meet the King this week. The Telegraph can reveal Prince Harry 39 landed in London on Tuesday morning and had made no secret of his hopes to see his father. But a spokesperson for the Duke said, this is the opinion part here, the person who's writing it. Okay, but now this is the quote from Harry's spokesperson. But a spokesperson for the Duke said, in response to the many inquiries and continual speculation on whether or not the Duke will meet his father while in the UK this week, it unfortunately will not be possible due to His Majesty's full program. The Duke, and it continues, the Duke, of course, is understanding of his father's diary commitment and various other priorities and hopes to see him soon. Alright, it's obvious Charles and the entire unwashed, incestuous royal brood are avoiding Harry because they're hiding something. And that something is really bad. They don't want Harry to sniff out that something. Okay, they all purposely avoiding Harry's curious question. Yeah, where is Kate? That's exactly that. Okay, Harry is being polite. I really don't think he cares either way. Exactly, he has been back since February. There's the laugh here. Yep. Also, he has a scheduled event that are simply more important to him than the Commonwealth, than spending time with his treasonous son, who allowed his wife to leak like nah. They were talking about the experience. You know the courts are here, right? The courts are here to hear anybody who has any issues. How come they didn't call her to court for saying, according to you, the lies that she said in the Oprah interview? How come? Okay, the courts is here to hear for everybody. But sometimes the court seems to remove its blindfold. All right, so let me go to the next one. It's almost 5 o'clock, so I need to get at least one of those editing from yesterday start going. Okay, embarrassing. The UK press are starving for content. There's the laugh here. Prince Harry merely mentioned that he'll be having dinner tonight with one of the Invictus Games trustees. Yeah, why did the toxic British press turn that into an entire article for clicks and views? LOL. Harry's city financial dinner date. Duke will dine at home of millionaire Invictus Games trustee Guy Monson, who was with Warring Prince and brother William when they unveiled Diana's statue on last joint engagement. Okay. I don't know. We don't know. Oh, there's a video. Look at this. I did that other video for our part of Pew service. I didn't know. Phew. They are hanging on his every word to fill up their columns. Okay. Let's see here. Let's listen.
That has to be the beginning. 2014.
Yeah.
In the copper box. I was at the DJ decks. Trying to choose some of the music and put the lights on and just get people on their feet. And is Guy in the house? Guy Monson, are you here? No? Well, we're having dinner at his place later, so he'll definitely be there. But Guy basically never left his seat at the copper box. He was there the whole time,
God.
up and down doing Mexican waves.
That's how they know, oh my God, they're gonna have dinner later tonight. So that's how they know, oh my God. These people from the column that I just read.
The whole thing was absolutely incredible, but it was that final game of USA versus UK, and it was just end to end. I think it was wheelchair rugby and wheelchair basketball, and that to me was the highlight because you had 6,000 people who had filled this stadium and were on their feet, every age from 95 to 5, and people were just literally blown away by what they were watching. We had no idea what was going to happen.
I seem to remember you were sent to the sin bin, weren't you?
That was a separate game, but yes. Thanks for yes, thank you. That was your highlight then.
Clearly.
But look, for us, I think all of us, including Keith, despite that call of bringing him out of retirement, I think we've just had a huge amount of fun, and I think I personally have learned so much from all the people that I've met. As the children, the family, the friends, and the individuals themselves, and the amount of respect and admiration that I have for all of them just continues to build just year after year after year. And now we have these Invictus 1 year to go events as well, because to be honest with you, we can't wait 2 years. So it's just like whoever's going to host the next games, we're all going to be there 1 year ahead, and then at the games themselves. So yeah, the highlight for me is being in this community with all these people. So thank you.
Yeah, that 1 year to go, it's really fun. Look at the recent one that I highlight on our part of your service, and Canada. Oh my God, it was so much fun to share. So much fun to share. And then you got the haters coming spewing their BS. When I come across it, I just black. Okay, I'm gonna record this separately so I could have it and then insert it on that video. Okay, I bookmark it so I could come back to it. OMG, yes. 3 whole people, embarrassing. Okay, I literally said this straight away. Well, there is the next headline. Okay, yes, like clockwork. Daily Mail is scraping and scratching for any information from Prince Harry. The desperation for Sussex content is worse than I thought. I just saw that on Toxic British Press did a whole article about Archie getting balloons for his 5th birthday. What the hell? Balloons, y'all. Oh my God. with things that's going on around the world. On my community board yesterday, I put something and I could not share and I could not describe what I saw because YouTube will come after my channel. What I did, I made reference to, and then I share a screenshot of their warning that if we talk about what's going on in the Middle East, with the amount of things that this is why they hijacked all mainstream media. Let me not say, because I don't watch too much cable news unless if it's popped up on YouTube, then I'll watch it. But I don't know if any major network is talking what's going on in the Middle East, because the thing that I was seeing, our kids are growing up without their counterpart on that side of the world and in the Middle East. It is very sad to see. What I saw was too much. It's uncalled for. Now, let me not go into it. I might just go off. So the main reason for bringing that up, these people are wasting people's time. This is why they hijacked every mainstream medias, every form of communication, to blast you with things that do not make sense. It's not that important. So let's say when you're winding down, after you take care of all important things, you just want to chill, you're reading, maybe, but this is every day. The constant of BS, nonsense, non-important things. Meanwhile, what they should be focusing on is what's going on in the Middle East and probably around your neighborhood, things that's going on that should bring light onto. So when you're making decision to vote for someone, you know who to vote for, who's taking care of your neighborhood, this kind of thing. But they're not talking about that. But they're hijacking every mainstream media to blind you and prevent you from seeing what truly is happening. And this is why I truly encourage individuals, to your best of your abilities, to what you could do, because everyone has something they could bring on the table. You see something, depend on your surrounding. If you can, is to share with other people. Like many Brits now are starting to speak out, because when you see what Harry's doing, he was a lone wolf. His family, the media went after him. His family, his unborn child, his wife, all of that. He did what he needed to do to protect his family. If they could do that to him, a prince, a blood prince, just think about you. So don't already raise your white flag and then say you give up, let the mainstream media do whatever it is. You are a drop of water. Together with other well-minded who see a better future for your kids, we could push those negativity out. Harry already started it. Look at me. I was not even following Meghan or Harry. I knew of all of their existence. Occasionally, I will pick here and there. But when I saw the negativity going on, and then through the support of some of the squad who happened to saw something that I saw, and then I share it with you, but in a lighter way, and because I thought it was very silly, and then I was making fun of it, I posted it, but it catch one person who said, I'm not on Twitter. Can you share more? Through that, I ended up having 3 different channels. Once I understand the variety, the complexity of the Sussexes, and I was like, I need to create different channels. And then YouTube was coming on my back and things like that. And I saw they were about to shut my channel, which they demonetized that channel, PYTE. And then I create this as a backup. And then later on, I find, okay, there's too much noise going on with the media. I do not want to embed Harry and Meghan's work into that mix. So I create another channel to focus only on their work. That's where our Part of Pure Service come about. And then this is why the first video, part 1 and part 2, is over there, to remove them from that noise. And occasionally, as I read some tweets, the Avengers popped up. So it's very hard for me to know who respond to certain things, because I do not have that much time to shuffle through the comments and then to remove or whatever. So I just take screenshot and post as quickly as I can. But anyway, so let's continue here. They're reporting on everything else, but failed to report on discussion being okay, being had by the panel. There's the laugh here. The hungry British media were probably not invited. That's right. Why would he invite them? Like in one of the tweets that I was reading, I don't know if it's on this video that I'm recording right now or the one that I did before. Okay, the derangers came out and said, oh, look at this. Look how many people's there. Only 3 people. I'm like, this is why they will never understand. They probably invite important people. Probably their founders, not the founders, the investors, okay, to hear what they're doing with their money. And the people who they help and all of that. So they didn't need to fill up a freaking room to show they're doing something important. The key players, the key people are there. Look at this, to that video, which I didn't see, and this is why I want to record it by itself to put it on that other video, because I didn't come across any of the panels, just images, to share with people. And I bought the thing with IG when Harry and Meghan went on IG, Sussex Royal. All of a sudden, the other brother felt like he needs to be popular too. They only care about the numbers. Okay, Harry and Meghan have 200,000 followers. All of a sudden, buying bots to have the same numbers. What happened to that now? Harry and Meghan just shut it down and then move on, do their own thing. What's going on with William and Kate's thing? IG posts. Are they making noise with it? I'm never following them anyway, so I don't know. Why British media is social waste? Isn't the king busy today? Should he be on their front pages? Okay, LOL, I could have wrote a story about Harry's dinner. Okay, I love Harry and Meghan ways of doing things. Do you people know that the deranged tabloids and media never knew Harry would be at the UK today? Only the Sun journalist was at the place because they were expecting Harry for tomorrow. Harry played the derangers this time. Some couldn't been at the airport. There's that here. Oh, so they caught him at the airport. They gotta make rent, and if Harry ties his shoes in public, that's 20 articles across the platform on the topic. It's funny but sad. They could write about the WFHA Royal instead. 3 journalists for 1 article. They all want to be linked to Harry. Alright, so let me go to my last tweet. This one I shared it on my community board and on IG as well. So let's finish with this. Alright, this is a squad who retweet something about Nacho. Okay, I think many of us could learn a lot from Nacho's post. Thanks for sharing. Alright, who is that? Okay, Kyrie fan. Okay, I'm not sure who's that. So at first I thought this is an audio, but it's not. Listen to this again, thinking it was a threat. Alright, so let's read this. One day, while a snake was crawling through a tool shed, it brushed against a saw that was on the ground and injured himself. Thinking it was a threat, it snapped back and bit the saw, severely wounded his mouth. Blinded by anger for being hurt, it decided to enact revenge on the saw by suffocating it. So it wrapped around the saw and started squeezing with all his might. The poor snake kept cutting himself onto the saw until it died. If only it had ignored the cut and moved on, it would have stayed alive. Okay, so let's read some of the comment. Wow, profound. What he said is true. We may hate that they lie, we may hate their abuse, but none of them is worth our time, thoughts, or happiness. Their bitterness will be their undoing. Okay, indeed, it's quite profound. In one video, not too long ago, maybe the most I'll say 4 videos ago on this channel, I did say, William is his own enemy. Okay, William is gonna destroy William. That's all. It's almost like when you look, I talk about The Incredibles, that huge ball they create as the bad guy. Nothing could destroy it. Guess what? It could only destroy itself. So this is the same thing with William. Okay, they give him power. He's doing all of this stuff. Is just exposing him. That's deep and profound, a lesson to be learned indeed. Thank you for sharing. This is very apt to the current situation. Wow, profound and very true to a current situation, a friend indeed. Okay, truth, sadly, it's fly over a few heads. No one is perfect. I know I'm continuous work in progress. To whom it may concern, if only they will heed this advice quickly. Yep, alright, the best explanatory for black, delete, and do not respond. Okay, this very much bring the mind Charles British monarchy, rest in peace. Yep, this is a lesson I learned the hard way, but it was well worth it. It's profound and very thoughtful. All right, that's an ad. Thanks for sharing a big lesson for life. Or he just told a story here. A word to the wise. I send it to my kids. Word. This is deep, but we know. Indeed. All right, so that is it. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for what? Prayer for. Let's see Invictus. Let's see what comes up. Invictus. Let's see here. Victus by William Ernest. No, I don't want to read that. Image. Invictus. Is Invictus. What is the Invictus prayer? Okay, out of the night that covers me, black at the pit from pole to pole, I think whatever God may be for my unconquerable soul, and the fell clutch of circumstance I have not whence nor cried aloud. Alright, let's pick a different. Okay, I don't know why Invictus came to mind. Prayer for victorious. Maybe that's why. Yes. Okay, let's see what popped up. Okay, here are some prayers for victory. Pray for victory over struggles. Oh God, my heart grown as I face this new day. I am not sure I can stand upright, let alone take another step. But you, oh God, are my rock and my refuge. You say I am more than I conquer. And I'm choosing to believe that in faith and need your victory in my situation. I can see my way out, or if there's even an end, let me fall into you and let you win the battle for faith in my heart. With you, there is victory, and I trust you. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And this prayer pretty much was for the Sussexes, okay? For the left behinders, they all are baggage for God. That's all, okay? My prayers for the left behinders, baggage for God. He sees, because if I start inserting my thought onto what God needs to do for them, I will create a sin for myself. So, baggage for God. Alright, so that's it. For newcomers, please check my other channels. This is one of them here. Where is it? Our part of service. This is where I talk about only Harry's work or anything that has to do with the charities that they participate in or they're partnering with. Okay, so that's that. And I have PYTE, which is my main channel. Okay, so this is my main channel where I talk about the Sussexes still, but in a positive, note kind of thing. But the one that you see in this video, that's where all the gossip, all sort of gossip wrap into one. Alright, and then if you want to support me, check my shop, t-shirt, cups, and things like that. And be on the lookout for, what's the thing again? I plan on looking for a place where I can create jigsaw puzzles, and then you guys could, it'll be nice if you could support me through that as well. All right, so that's it. Thank you for your support, and thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.